What is going on, guys? Alexander Thomas here. Welcome back to Gaming Time 123. We are in episode number 3 of The Missing Dragon. Let's find who else, see if it's the last part of the episode or if it goes on. My webcam is going to be. It's having a hard time, so it might be a little bit off for it. So I don't think I have webcam on in the AI master scene. So let's go and get back into it. And let's see what happens. So we are in the last episode. We were talking to the dragon, and there's some curse that is on this dragon. So the question is, how can we? It's remove, I think. How can we remove the curse? That's the real question. If we can't remove the curse, who knows that? It's not may not be it may not be possible.
Vareth's molten eyes narrow thoughtfully at your question, smoke curling from his nostrils as he rumbles that the blue fire curse is a stolen shard of the World Heart's own power, knotted around Emberfall like a noose that must be cut in 3 places, at the source in the Ashen Peaks, in the mortal ritual that feeds it, and within the heart of any sovereign who would dare to claim or cleanse it. He lowers his massive head, chains clinking, and warns that to break it, you must ascend to the highest wound of the Ashen Peaks, unravel the priest's surviving rite, and choose whether to return that power to the World Heart or bind it anew under your will, an act that will mark you forever in fire. Sister Lyren quietly steps nearer to your side, gaze steady on the dragon as she murmurs that if you seek to cleanse rather than claim, she will stand with you at each of those 3 breaking points, lending her healing rites to keep your spirit from shattering under the weight of the World Heart's flame.
So we're definitely going to return it to the World Heart's flame. That's the whole point of this thing. But the question is, how do we get to it? I think this power. It's the first trial, isn't it? It's the what is it called? I don't even know if it's the right wording, to be honest, but we'll just say we're going to the first location. So we're definitely going to return the power to the world art, if that's feasible. I wouldn't be surprised if to fight something here.
You speak your vow aloud to the smouldering heights, that the power stolen from the world heart shall be returned, and the very stone seems to listen, a low tremor running beneath your boots as if in answer. Ahead, the ash-thick wind parts to reveal a jagged basalt ledge called the First Cut, where an ancient, rune-scored altar juts from the mountain's flank, its groove still dark with the memory of dragon's blood.
That is honestly a terrible name for a ledge. Okay. So we ask. We ask for what the. I hope that's right. What do we do for the first cut of the question?
The ash wind curls around
Level
you as you
6.
face the rune-scarred altar. Aria steps up beside you, eyes reflecting the faint, pulsing red. Before you can act, a towering figure of fused obsidian and emberwood pulls itself from the altar's shadow. The ash-bound warden, its runes flaring as it slams a molten fist into the rock, sending a shockwave of ash and heat roaring toward your company. The first cut will have to wait until this ancient guardian is either appeased or broken. How do you answer its challenge?
Do we talk to it or do we attack it? He is level 6. He does also have a lot of health. We'll probably be able to get past it without problem. If it's we don't want. I don't know if we want to try to attack it. We can probably get past it, but I'm not sure what we're doing with it. Watching this, I'm like, never mind.
As you call out, asking the looming guardian what it wants, the ash-bound warden answers not with words, but with force, its molten fist
Let me punch
crashing
you.
into the ledge and hurling a shockwave of ash and stone that slams into Sir Kael
Well, that
and
answers the
drives
question.
him to one knee, shield ringing. Kael grunts, teeth bared as he forces himself upright beside you, while the warden's runes flare hotter and a voice like grinding rock grates in your minds. The first cut demands a worthy vow and proof you can bear its weight.
I don't know where we're supposed to do it, but we're gonna have to. No, I feel like You're gonna have to throw daggers, I think. I don't know if we're trying to prove it or I don't know if we're trying to prove this or we're trying to. I was thinking that maybe Sister does, yeah, but Sister's a healer. She's not really healer now, right? She's not really an attacker. She powers up everyone's spells, but that's not. That's it. That was a good amount, 42 damage, but that hurt. Yeah, it's natural that he
Lyren's
gets hit.
blessing ripples through your ranks as Ember hurls a blazing lance of fire-laced lightning. Aria tears open the sky with a roaring snowstorm, and Kael's 5 daggers whirl in a burning arc toward the ash-bound warden, slamming into its rune-lit bulk and cracking obsidian plates as embers hiss and steam billows. The Guardian only staggers, then roars, its molten arm crashing down in a hammer blow of ash and stone that Kael barely catches on his shield before the impact flings him sideways, armor screeching as he skids across the basalt ledge with breath driven from his lungs.
Sword. Ember's gonna have. A huge furball. We're gonna throw cats, okay. What kind of things she do? She could do. And sister, no, she's again not really. She's not really an attacker. It's 42 damage we did before, but you know, I don't know. 43 damage. We did nerf 43 damage. Took 26 damage. Why is he always the one getting hurt?
Lyren's voice rises in a fierce, clear chant that sharpens every motion as Kael drives in with his sword. Ember hurls a roaring fireball, and Aria summons a blinding snowstorm that crash together against the ash-bound warden, blasting shards of obsidian and hissing steam from its cracking form. The warden staggers but does not fall, then slams both molten fists into the ledge, sending a concentrated shockwave that smashes through Kael's guard and hurls him hard against the altar, while Lyren, eyes wide, is already pivoting toward him, hands glowing as she readies to mend the damage.
I'm afraid you're probably not going to get a chance to do that. Let's see if he has 10 daggers. We did mention he had 5 and 5. Here's Ember. Because he does have 10 of them. He didn't throw 10 normally. We're going to say fire or lightning. Good, we don't have a... Because she has healing. I'm kind of made that up, but we'll see. Frost Wolf and Ice Attack. Ice Bolt. I feel like I don't think we can get. I don't think we can say. Frostwolf Ipa. That's I completely made that up. So where that works or not. What's a Frostwolf? Didn't work.
Lyren's power thrums through your veins as Kael whips 10 daggers in a glittering storm. Ember hurls fire-laced lightning, and Aria's Frostwolf bolt howls toward the ash-bound warden. But the Guardian surges forward through the onslaught, your attacks skittering wide or shattering harmlessly against its ruined shell. With a roar like breaking mountains, it backhands Kael with a molten fist, sending him crashing across the basalt, armor buckling and breath tearing from his lungs as Lyren sprints toward him, healing light already gathering at her fingertips.
I'm worried because he's only got what? He's only got 24 health. I think he's gonna have to heal or get. 300. That's a lot of ice bolts. Because he doesn't have, he doesn't have, but what does he have? I mean, he doesn't have anything else. Oh, well, he does have something else. He has one other ability. He has one ability. It's kind of... Shock and Grasp doesn't work. Forgot. Shock and Grasp works in the way that you hold on to somebody. Shock and that doesn't quite work here. It's got to be a touch. So... because I realized that he does have Magic Missile as part of his abilities now, but it doesn't do anything. Sorry, Shock and Grasp. 45 damage. It's a lot of damage. Not enough though. She got 12. And he got 12 healing. Yay.
Lyren's blessing flares as Ember unleashes a storm of fireballs, and Aria sends a searing volley of ice bolts that hammer into the ashbound warden, blowing out chunks of obsidian shell and staggering the guardian toward the altar's edge. Reeling but enraged, the warden hurls a molten shard that slams into Kael's raised shield, numbing his arm and driving him to one knee, even as Lyren drops beside him, pressing burning gentle hands to his armor as knitting light begins to pour into his wounds, and Aria circles warily, frost gathering for the next strike.
Okay, I don't know. Well, that hurts. He doesn't have a lot of health left, so, or he doesn't have a lot of things left, so it might be able to knock him off. So we're gonna be attacking him, of course, again. Laura's gonna have to. Hopefully, he doesn't die. But Arrow's gonna hit him with her frostball. Ember will strike with lightning. He hits with the sword. All attacks are at the warden. And then Lyren will power up the attacks. $35, is that enough? Just short. That is enough, okay. Barely enough, but it's enough.
Lyren's invocation rings like a bell through the ash as Aria's frostball and Ember's lightning spear crash as the last fragments of the shattered ashbound warden cool and dim. A single rune-bright emberstone core remains amid the debris, its glow guttering like a captured heartbeat, and Kael stoops to claim it as a hard-won token of your victory.
Okay.
The mountain quiets, the altar of the first cut thrumming softly beneath the ash-thick air, inviting you back to the vow you swore to the world heart and the sacrifice it now demands.
So we're gonna get that to be it. Second. Good. Now let me look at this here. Okay, we got time. I think I spelled second wrong. 80 health returned, yay. Jesus for something.
Sister Lyren folds Kael's battered frame in a halo of gold-white radiance until his breath steadies and his strength returns, the last aches of the warden's blows dissolving into warmth as he rises, whole once more. Together you ascend a narrower, harsher spine of basalt, where ash whips like knives, until the path opens onto a jagged ledge, the second cut, where twin obsidian pylons arc over a cleft in the mountain, their runes smoldering like closed eyes waiting to be opened.
We guys can continue because I don't know what else there's not much. There's not much else to do off of this. Wait, we got. We're either gonna fight something or we're gonna have some sort of thing we have to do.
Vareth's gaze burns into you as he adds that the Cabal's last sanctuary clings to the Ashen Peak's inner rim, hidden where blue fire storms never fade, and that only a sovereign bearing true draconic pact, your line's legacy, can cross that veil without being unmade. He exhales a slow, searing breath that rattles his chains and rumbles, Break my bonds, and I will guide you to that wound in the world, Ember Queen. But know this, when we stand before the world heart's silence, it will judge whether you come as healer, usurper, or the last friend it has left.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of knew there's not much else we can do with that.
At your command, Sir Kael steps forward, smolderglass dagger
Okay, I can't
drawn,
do it apparently.
and drives its ember-bright edge into the first of Vareth's iron-thick chains, which crack with a shriek of tortured metal before shattering into falling molten shards under the strain.
Yeah, it worked.
One by one the bindings fail, until the great dragon at last heaves himself free with a thunderous roar that shakes the cavern, then lowers his head to you in something like a bow, molten eyes alight with fierce, new-found purpose as he rumbles, "Come, sovereign of embers, let us climb to the ashen peaks and make an end of this theft."
Yeah, we gotta follow. Let him lead.
You and your companions fall in behind Vareth as he claws open a jagged tunnel toward the surface, molten dust raining down while the air grows colder and thinner with each upward step, until, at last, you emerge onto a narrow ledge overlooking the storm-wreathed ashen peaks, blue fire lightning
labyrinth.
crawling endlessly through bruised dark clouds
Oh,
above a
I think the entire
labyrinth of black
episode.
ridges and smoking vents.
No, I guess you won't say no cheating. His guidance in what I use. thing is there is a spell called Guiding Bolts, but I'm not 100% sure that's what we need. What?
You lead the way down into the black rock labyrinth as Vereth coils along the ridged line above, Lyren whispering a steady prayer until a soft golden sigil unfurls before your feet like a lantern trail, clinging to safe stone and dimming wherever hidden fissures or wards lie ahead. The air grows close and sulphur thick as the guiding glow bends around the first blind corner, and somewhere deeper in the maze, a low, unnatural hum begins to vibrate in the walls, as if the stolen world-heart power were pulsing just out of sight. The warmth of Lyren's magic seeps into your bones as you walk, steadying breath and will for whatever waits in the labyrinth's heart.
Okay, so we can. That's gonna be interesting. Oh, it's called Guide in Hand. Oops. Unfortunately, that probably didn't work. Did I ever? No, it's not. Let's see. There it is. There is a thing here. We might as well take it.
Lyren's guiding spell swells as she lifts both hands, golden runes spiraling from her fingertips to paint a clearer path through the black rock maze, each sigil blooming into a... Lyren tightens her grip on her holy symbol and renews the guiding spell, golden sigils brightening along the floor and walls until a clearer trail winds toward a distant arch where blue fire glyphs knot thickly, while to your right a narrower side passage glimmers with a softer, pulse-like glow that all but hums with the promise of a hidden reliquary tied to the old Ember priests.
Ooh, so we have something for the Hero Priest. So. What do we do? What do we do here? Because. I think Lyren just has to continue casting a guiding spell because there's not much else we can do. in the labyrinth. I'm gonna call it maze because they're the same thing.
Lyren, jaw set, pours more power into her guiding spell. The golden sigils shiver, then surge forward in a continuous ribbon of light that ignores every tempting side passage and dives straight toward the maze's heart, where you glimpse at last a towering arch of black stone veined in frantic blue fire, the labyrinth's true end and the threshold to the Cabal's sanctum. Sir Kael keeps close at your flank, shield half raised as he scans every shadowed niche, muttering that anything desperate enough to guard this gate will not let you pass untested.
I was going to point out, what shield? Anyways. We're going to continue carefully. It's probably in this first episode.
You advance with measured steps, Lyren's guiding sigils dimming to a cautious glow as you near the blue fire-veined arch, the air so taut with power that each breath feels like inhaling a storm. Vareth's low murmur from the dark above urges you to pause, study the glyphs, and move only when their pulsing rhythm slackens, turning your approach into a slow, deliberate dance through the last. As you edge beneath the blue fire-veined arch, the humming in the stones snaps into a harsh, warlike rhythm, and a towering construct of glassy black rock and caged azure flame steps from the gate itself, runic sigils spiraling across its chest as the blue fire sentinel raises a crackling arm to bar your path. The air booms with its first runic slam, shockwaves rattling your bones as Sir Kael braces his gleaming aegis, and Lyren's guiding light gutters, the labyrinth itself holding its breath to see whether you stand or break before this guardian. The impact hurls Kael to one knee with a snarl, his shield singing with trapped blue fire, while the sentinel's core flames flare brighter, judging your company with cold, relentless purpose.
So we are going to end the episode there. But took a bit longer. 46 minutes. Okay. And then we'll get back here to the next episode, which will hopefully probably finish, but we'll see what happens. See you guys in the next episode. Don't forget to keep your game on. And I will see you guys in the next episode.